Everyone thinks expert diving is about deep wrecks, caves, or heavy tech rigs, but this is a misconception that I hope to tackle head on. I have spent my career outside of scuba diving decoding what it takes to be a strong servant leader. I've grown teams and mentored many engineers over the years. In this video, we are going to dive into how you can take my applied learnings and become a stronger diver. No matter where you are in your scuba journey, we can all strive for stronger leadership. You don't need to be a dive professional to be a leader. This is designed for anyone who enjoys diving, and we'll all be a little safer for it. Let's first establish what it means to be a leader and how anyone can practice becoming one. My definition for leadership is simple: that you can say something and other people listen. But that's fairly abstract. If we break that down, it gets a little bit more detailed. For people to listen to you, you need to display certain attributes that build trust. That trust is hard to describe other than the word leadership. This leadership cannot really be achieved, in my opinion, before having a certain level of skill and confidence in the thing you are trying to lead. Leadership is not just saying things and others listening robotically. It's a two-way conversation. Others keep listening. Leadership tends to be more about using your total wisdom and learning from that to make the team better. In the case of diving, a better, safer, and more situationally aware diver. But for others to keep listening, you must always provide value to them as a leader. To do that, there is no other way around it. You must be proficient with your subject matter. And I break proficiency into two categories: skills and confidence. You learn skills in scuba diving through trained instruction. This ensures you can dive safely, as it can be quite deadly if you don't follow the best practices. These give you on paper knowledge, and through instructors observing you demonstrate it, you get practice. Bowling further and continued practice will keep you growing stronger. So there's the other side of the coin: confidence. For many, confidence is only gained one way: practice until you aren't guessing if you can do something. You know you can. There are a number of psychological effects here, such as imposter syndrome and overconfidence, that might be worth looking more to another time. But I want to presume your confidence is earned through hours of practice. Naturally, as you improve at a skill, others will find value in that skill. They want to replicate what you do, which now opens an opportunity: teaching. Now, I'm not talking about the type of instruction that diving instructors tend to give during the certification courses. Those are prescribed courses and demonstrations that divers must pass to show they can demonstrate and perform it safely. It's a bit different style of leadership instructing a class. I'm talking more about teaching and being a strong example of your craft on every dive. Others will naturally want to do what you do. They will often ask for tips, advice, and input. If you choose to help, congratulations. You've now used your applied skill and confidence to provide value to someone else. You were a teacher, or rather a leader, and someone else listened. Now, teaching well is a skill alone. That must be practiced. The only way to get better is to help as many as you can and adapt your learnings to help them together. But teaching is an art of its own, and the next step of leadership you must master. One that many of us never grow proficient with beyond the basics. And if you're enjoying this video, now's a great time to like and subscribe. I post weekly content to help divers grow their skills, build confidence, and explore the ocean with curiosity and care. And by the way, if you're looking for the latest and greatest of the scuba diving industry, I have a monthly newsletter for free that you can subscribe to in the description below. I'll see you there. Teaching as an instructor can be simple: taking course material and regurgitating it to others. But that's not necessarily what I consider strong leadership. Others may listen, but not necessarily because of your teaching ability. The real art of teaching is not just my way or the highway. Of course, in scuba diving, there are definitive things that can go wrong, and they certainly can be deadly. We all learn to counter those the day we get our certifications or more advanced training. And from there, the road is open. We have a foundation to build on top of and learn different ways of doing things. And more importantly, adapt our way of doing things to be effective at making others better than where they were. Whether they miss something on a safety check, using a piece of gear you see unfit for the conditions, or is having unusual behavior. How you approach the situation must be fully situation aware and adaptive. Communication must always be about asking, listening to understand the intent of the issue, and adapting your wisdom to help the situation if called for. As a teacher, from my experience, you must always look at it not as a law enforcement officer, but as a servant. If someone has a problem, how can you help this person not just remove the problem temporarily, but permanently? How can they become better for it in the best way possible? It goes to that old saying that you can give a person a fish, they will eat for a day. If you teach them how to fish, they will learn how to eat for the rest of their lives. For example, if you adapt the teachings to understand why it's important to check that thing that they missed in a safety check, they will likely walk away a safer diver, understanding the details of why it's important, and they will keep doing it. If you just tell them to fix it once, they might forget to check next time. This is an important emphasis. You must instill in someone why something is important and help them understand for real change. The best instructors I've met in my diving career are the ones that help you understand the why. Sometimes your own personal habits may conflict with the textbook way, but it's important to always be the person you're trying to teach first. You must model the correct behavior. And here's the thing that most people get wrong about leaders. They aren't always right. It's always a learning relationship. You might not always be the biggest leader or the most capable leader in the room, but the ability to constantly learn from others and grow as a leader is how you continue to grow and become a stronger leader. Thinking that you need to be always the best leader from day one won't get you very far. Approach a situation where someone has more experience than you as an opportunity to only get better and learn from them. Let them provide advice and guidance while you take notes. And there's often more to learn from others who's even specialized or see things slightly differently than you. You can even learn a lot from others asking you questions. The growth as a leader never ceases. If you always put yourself in a mindset of how you can improve your skill to help others do better, be safer, and adapt those you're helping, you will rarely go wrong as a teacher as a whole. This leads us to the hardest part of leadership, and the one most people get wrong. There is a dangerous trap in becoming a leader. As you get better, and as you gain that confidence we talked about, you naturally develop an aura of authority. And here's the problem. If you project that you're always right, the people you are leading will stop thinking for themselves. And there's a sneaky term that the business world likes to call these kind of leaders micromanagers. You're not teaching people how to be great divers, you're just managing them to the micro level. They're not learning, they're not growing. Worse, if they see you making a mistake, like forgetting to clip a hose or skipping a safety check, they won't correct you because they assume you must have skipped it for a good reason. Or they're simply afraid to challenge the expert. This is where we need to introduce a vital concept. Diving is rarely a solo sport. Even if you are a designated leader, you are still part of a unit, part of a team. When everyone relies solely on one person doing all the thinking, the entire group becomes fragile. This is not a safe team. This is a single point of failure. So how do you fix this? You have to be the first one to admit you are human. A true servant leader doesn't just teach the safety checks. They invite their team to be a part of the check. When you dive, even if you are leading a group of divers, turn to the newest person and ask them to verify your gear. Ask them, can you check if my cylinder's on? And does anything else look off? By doing this, you're achieving two powerful things. First, you validate their skills. You're telling them, I trust your eyes and your judgment. That builds their confidence in you faster than any lecture. Second, and more importantly, you create a psychological safety net for them. You are demonstrating that it's okay to question the leader. It's okay for them to question you. If you can create an environment where the newest diver feels safe, telling the most experienced diver, hey, stop, something's wrong here, then you have achieved leadership. You haven't just achieved a follower, you've achieved a thinking, safety, and conscious teammate. And thus, you begin a cycle of leadership. A leader inspiring more leaders, more fully functional, autonomous, and capable leaders to continue to pass the leadership puck forward. And that is where real safety lies. Not in you being perfect, but in the team having your back when you aren't perfect. And nobody is perfect. And this video is a little more experimental because it's not just about diving, but leadership is very important in diving. If you're finding value in this and want to see more content on how to act as leaders to make the ocean safer, please consider subscribing. It helps me reach more divers and helps us all build a better community together. Real leadership isn't that plastic certification card in your wallet. It's the behavior you choose every time you gear up. Don't just be a diver, be a role model who values the team's safety over personal ego. And if you're still working on your skills, your confidence, and are not quite there yet, that's okay. There is always someone to learn from until you become a leader too. We are all always learning, and that mindset should never end. Because before you can be a good leader, you must be a good dive buddy too. These are the skills to practice next. Find out how in this next video. And over here is a video that YouTube thinks you might like. The more you know, the more you'll love and protect the ocean. Until next time.